Blizzard has announced the next content window for World of Warcraft: The War Within. Patch 11.0.7 will be launching on October 31st on the PTR and will be bringing with it a new area to explore called the Siren Isle, tons of new mounts, transmogs, accessories, walking the time ways, and Plunderstorm will be coming back along with other things to keep us tied over until patch 11.1 launches sometime next year. So let's dive in, take a look at all the things that they spoiled today, and speculate on some of the things that may be coming down the road in the next patch. So the next patch is coming to the PTR on October 31st. 11.0.7, and we'll be bringing with it a new place to explore called the Siren Isle, where we'll be able to explore an abandoned Coltarian mining facility from the Fourth War, i.e., Battle for Azeroth. Now, the initial opinion after this went live earlier today is that most folks just see this as recycled content from Battle for Azeroth, and generally the vibe is mixed because in these point 0.7 patches, historically they've just been filler content. Think Exile's Reach, think Mechagon, something to keep you logging in and just kind of plugging away at the game until big content window with a new raid and all these new dungeons and stuff come out in the middle of the expansion. So this may not be for everyone. It will give you something to do. So for folks who are saying there's nothing to do in the game, this is yet another layer of something to do, even if it's not something you want to do. So we'll be able to take advantage of that. On top of that, Blizzard is coming in with a new multifaceted item this time. So in Mechagon and Exile's Reach, there was a trinket and a necklace exclusively to those two that allowed you to scale your power up somewhat by creating said item and then getting unique uh, jewels, or they were punch cards for Mechagon, where you could augment the item to make yourself stronger. And it said in the video today that it's to help you carry through this patch and scale into the next patch. So it's just going to be a nice piece of jewelry. It's a ring, and they show it off. In fact, it even shows on your character model, which I think is pretty cool just for the aesthetic. The idea behind the concept of the whole thing is just to keep you busy. So the ring will probably not scale into like deep into next raid content, as generally those items don't, but it will give you a power boost so that way you feel like you're still getting stronger. On top of this, there's going to be new factions and things to deal with, so you'll be working with the goblins, the Arathi, and the Earthen, along with getting a new currency. The Flame Blessed Iron is going to allow you to trade for mounts, pets, gear, transmogs, as well as upgrades for the new ring. Circe Circlet, which we just talked about, it's going to be the augmenting item that's going to keep your power scaling going. Flame Blessed Iron is also going to be able to unlock one of three event bosses. They do have three separate factions that you can donate to. So think like, what was it, Ajar's Island, uh, back during Battle for Azeroth as well, where you can like donate to open a particular wing and fight a boss or something in the open world. So you'll have that going on. And then you're going to be able to release Thayer, the Eyes of the Siren, and Electrifying Stormcrow mount, which has been in the notes and like code for this game for years that people are finally happy about. Personally, I didn't know anything about it, kind of flew under the radar, no pun intended. And I don't particularly care two ways. If it's there to get through just general progression of the storyline on the island, great. I don't know if I'll farm for it, but it does look really good in the trailer. So for folks who are in for that type of collecting, you're definitely going to want to jump on and grab this. On top of that, we're also looking at Plunderstorm coming back. So if you did not play Plunderstorm before, the TLDR is think uh, Fortnite, that type of thing. You load into an island, and I believe this time it's going to be in the Arathi Highlands, like it was last time. You go in, you pick up power ups. You're not going to be able to take your character. You get a random character, and you just fight to be last man standing. So think battle royale style, where you're going to be able to earn rewards, transmogs, and mounts, and new transmogs and mounts as well are coming to this version. So this will be back early in 2025. Don't expect it right away, but it is a part of the content window. And honestly, I could see this content coming out toward the beginning of December as a whole. So give it 3 weeks, and then this will launch as well. You're also going to get the prologue for the next chapter of the overarching story of the War Within, where the Kirin Tor contemplate and ruminate on the fall of Dalaran and what they need to do to re-solidify themselves and carry on as a people. Because it's not necessarily a people, it's just where the mages from all races gathered and conducted magic freely without having worry of hurting anyone. Like, they're not a race. The Dalaran people are not necessarily a race, they're just a kingdom. So where this all goes is curious with the way that the story has left Khadgar and the Kirin Tor so far. We'll see what the story develops into for them and how that affects the storylines behind Anduin and Illyria and Zalatath and everything else going into 11.1. 11.1 will have more campaign building as well, obviously, but the prologue will get us ready for that next step, as it says here in the blue post. Continue the story of the war within and uncover a familiar face in the darkness. So I saw one or two people, and I'm not saying this there's any credence to it, but some people are already saying they're trying to bring Illidan back once again. I don't believe that's happening. So if it does, terrible cop out, but I don't think so. I don't necessarily know who they could find out in the darkness, but we'll see. Maybe Illyria's mentor, the Ethereal, but we'll see what they do. Also, the Turbulent Time Waves return. The Time Wave Shudder once again. Time walking dungeons from past expansions each week to earn heroic rewards. Those who master the Time Waves will be able to earn a timely Buzzbee Skyriding mount. So, a mount for the end, and then as you go each week, you'll get a different set of Time Walkers. So, again, really leaning into recycling the older content for current players to play through and get loot, whether it's to gear an alt or to maybe flesh out some pieces on a character that you're just not that like consistently playing, is what Time Walkers really feel like they're for. So this will give you plenty of time to do that. And then for cosmetic things, the Arathi ear customizations for humans and Colterans. You're looking at the pointy ears for humans and Colterans, which is a cosmetic feature of the Arathi because it's elves and humans that have interbred over time. So you do get the human aesthetic, but with the elvish ear uh, flair to it, I guess would be the way to say it. It's probably not the right way, but that's the way I'm going to describe it. And that's all we know right now. Once this goes on the PTR, I don't know how long it'll be before people like rip that apart and put all the information out there. But if anything cool pops up, we will do a follow-up video on this, or maybe even just a YouTube short. So this is not going to be a very long video. I appreciate you getting this far. If there's anything that you want to say or let me know that I missed in the comments, feel free to. If you like the content, please subscribe. And until next time, thank you for watching the video.